Hi, I'm Geraldine from GegeCrochet, and I'm here to show you that even though we're in the midst of winter, you can still enjoy the fruits of summer. I'm going to show you how to crochet a watermelon hat and scarf. So come on inside where it's nice and warm and I'll show you how to do it. Alright, now that we're inside, nice and comfy, I just want to show you exactly what we'll be doing. This is the first scarf that I made. It's actually for my sister. As you can see, it's a pink watermelon. I also made her a hat to go along with it. Now the hat pattern I'm not going to go into today because I've made two. This is one I was wearing earlier, and both of them I made differently. As you can see, this one is actually a little bit shorter than this one is. This one definitely covers my ears a lot better than this one. However, this one I made a little bit tighter on the crown. So as soon as I tweak the pattern just a little bit, find the right way, the right way that I'd like to have my hat done, I'll go ahead and do a video for that. You are going to need some yarn, obviously, some green, some white, red, pink, yellow if you want yellow watermelon. You're also going to need some beads. These are some fun beads that I got just from Walmart. And then just some scissors to cut the yarn when necessary. So I will be using, there it is. I'll be using a J hook. I think I made the other one with an I hook. These are my two favorites, so either way you can use them for this scarf. It doesn't really matter. So, alright, here we go. Okay, this video, just as a caveat, is not how to teach you how to crochet. This is for people who already know how to crochet and know the basic stitches, specifically the half double crochet, which I'll be using extensively for this project. The pattern for this scarf can be found on my blog, which is GegeCrochet.blogspot.com. Alright, first thing you want to do is make a chain. For the scarf, I did make a chain of 187. For this demonstration, I just chained 37, just to give you a gist of what I did. So when you make the chain of 187, you go ahead and make a half double crochet in the third stitch from the hook. Now, when you go at the end, just want to clarify, when you make it to the very end and you do a chain 2 for the turning chain does not count as a half double crochet. After that, you just half double crochet all the way down. What you'll end up with should be 185 half double crochets. Okay, I'm almost at the end of the row. I make the 2 turning chains and flip it. Alright, now this is where the pattern of the scarf really comes into play. I've had people ask me specifically about the scarf because as you can see, it doesn't look like normal crochet stitches. There's actually a texture to it, and the second row is what creates that texture. And seriously, this stitch is so simple that it's just very simple to do, and you'll see how such a simple stitch can make a really interesting pattern. So you do the chain 2, and you do a half double crochet into the first stitch. Now what I'm going to do is the next stitch, I'm going to alternate going into the front loop and the back loop. So this right here is the back loop, this thing right here. And this is the front loop. Alright? So for this first one, I'm going to wrap it around for a half double crochet, and as you can see, I'm going to go into the back loop of that stitch. The next stitch, I'm going to go into the front loop. Next stitch, back loop, next stitch, front loop. And there you can see that nice little texture is coming on out, just alternating front loop and back loop. Alright, I am now down at the end of the row. I'm at a front loop, and then a back loop, and the very last stitch here, I'm just going to do a regular half double crochet. So we have the first 2 rows of green complete. Here you want to cut your yarn, and I fasten it. Some people will continue on by completing the half double crochet with the next color and continue on. I like to tie knots in mine just to make sure it's all nice and secure. So the next row will be the exact same except with white or light green or whatever color that you happen to have. So I flip it over and I stick it into the very first stitch, and this is how I do my fasten my yarn. I pull it on through, and then I chain 1 and I fasten it so that, again, it's not going to come out. In case the yarn decides to slip on out after I weave in all the ends, I know that it's not going to come out completely because I knotted it. I do another chain, so it's chain 2, and I actually will crochet over my ends. I left them long enough so I can. I just hate weaving in ends at the end personally, so this is the way I do it. Do a half double crochet in the very first stitch, and then since this last stitch was a half double crochet through the back loop, you can see here, I hope you can see in the video, that it's now facing me since I turned it, so it looks like it's in the front loop. Thus, for this stitch, I will go in the back loop. So I ended on a back loop and I began on a back loop. I'll carry my yarn, I'll go through the front loop. Might be a little difficult to see how I'm doing this, but I'm just carrying the yarn over. I pull it over to one side, and you can see there the back loop and the front loop. Go through the back loop. Flip the yarn over to the other side. Now go through the front loop. In case this does confuse you as you are crocheting, you can always just, weave in your ends however you see fit. However, for this particular row, you'll go alternating front loop, back loop all the way to the very end. Once you come to the very end, the very last stitch, once again you want to do a regular half double crochet.